What would you do if the person who claimed to love you was secretly destroying your future? And what if, at your lowest moment, a stranger became the one person who truly saw your worth? This is a story about ambition, betrayal, control, and a love that refuses to make you small. Today's story follows a brilliant architect whose life is about to change forever, but not because of success, because of the people around her. A young woman by name Ammaka, architect by profession, prepares for an important event, but instead of encouragement, her partner criticizes her outfit, harshly mocks her, and forces her to change, making her feel small and foolish. And in that moment, it becomes clear that what looks like love on the surface is already showing signs of control. The scene shifts to the unveiling of Okoro Innovation Towers, a major architectural project presented as a bold statement of identity, innovation, and future ambition. And at the center of it all is Ammaka the architect, who is publicly praised and celebrated as the brilliant mind behind the design, finally receiving recognition for her hard work and vision. After the speech, guests gather to celebrate her success. Her best friend arrives full of excitement, and a young student named Tobias approaches her with admiration, eager to speak with her. But before he can express himself, her boyfriend Ebuka interrupts, rudely pulls her away, and creates an awkward moment that quietly disrupts the celebration. During the same event, a businessman from Nexus approaches her, impressed by her work, and asks if she is exclusive to the Okoro group, before explaining that he wants her for a new project called Project Ivana. He invites her for a business discussion, and although she does not commit immediately, she agrees to think about it, recognizing the importance of the opportunity. After the event, Ebuka begins to show clear signs of insecurity, questioning Ammaka's interactions and acting passive-aggressive, turning what should have been her moment of celebration into something about his own discomfort. Ebuka's mother confronts him about his behavior, reminding him that supporting someone is not the same as creating their success, and that the spotlight should have remained on Ammaka because it was her day and not his, a truth that deeply wounds his pride. At the same time, Ammaka receives troubling news from home about her father, whose knee condition is getting worse and who has been refusing proper treatment, leading to family tension and adding emotional pressure to her already demanding life. Ammaka tells Ebuka about her discussion with the Nexus CEO and the opportunity he offered her. Still consumed by jealousy, Ebuka begins to question everything, masking his insecurity with doubt while pretending to help by investigating the company. But his real concern soon becomes clear as he insists that she must convince his mother that he played a major role in her success. He argues that his support, belief, and presence were contributions. Ammaka calmly explains that support is not the same as creation, a truth Ebuka struggles to accept as his need for validation becomes impossible to ignore. The next day, Tobias visits her office with his portfolio transcript and ideas explaining his passion for architecture and his connection to her work, and after reviewing his efforts and recognizing his determination, she offers him an internship, giving him a chance to grow and learn. Shortly after, she receives a formal email from Nexus praising her work and inviting her to discuss collaboration on Project Ivana, presenting a genuine and professional opportunity. Ebuka later warns her that Nexus is unreliable, but behind her back, he has already taken steps to sabotage the opportunity. Trusting his judgment, she begins to withdraw, convinced she is protecting herself from a bad situation. However, when she verifies the information on her own, she discovers that everything Ebuka said is false. Nexus is stable and trustworthy. This revelation forces her to question his true intentions. She confronts Ebuka about the misinformation. Though he tries to downplay it, she makes her position clear. If he deliberately sabotaged her opportunity, their relationship will not survive.
If I find out that you've sabotaged me, I promise you, we're done.
Ammaka later meets the Nexus CEO, secures a meeting, and begins repairing the strained professional relationship. But during their conversation, she receives devastating news that her father's condition has worsened, shifting the moment from business to something deeply personal. Instead of holding back, she shares the reality of her father's illness. Moved by her situation, the CEO steps in to arrange help for her family, showing a level of genuine care that goes far beyond business interests. Eventually, the tension with Ebuka reaches its breaking point. Ammaka confronts him, and this time he admits the truth. His actions were driven by jealousy, insecurity, and a deep need for validation. Hearing this only confirms what she already feels. She chooses herself and walks away from the relationship. Even when his mother later tries to persuade her to reconsider, Ammaka stands firm. She refuses to lose herself again, choosing instead to move forward on her own, stronger and more certain of her worth. Meanwhile, her connection with the Nexus CEO begins to grow naturally, built on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine interest. It stands in quiet contrast to what she experienced before, a healthier dynamic that allows her to be seen without being diminished. In time, she is officially offered the Nexus contract, securing the very opportunity she almost lost. It becomes a defining turning point in her career, a moment that reflects not just professional success, but the strength of choosing herself when it mattered most. In a final attempt to control Ammaka, Ebuka moves to sell the building housing her studio, threatening her stability once again. But this time, the outcome is different. The Nexus CEO intervenes by purchasing the building himself, ensuring she can continue her work without disruption. His support comes without conditions or control, offering her the stability she has long been denied. With Ammaka's future now secured, she begins to dream bigger, considering the expansion of her studio. At the same time, she acknowledges her fears of failure, of responsibility, and of stepping into something greater than she has ever known. He reassures her that love is not about possession but partnership. It is not about control or limitation, but about creating space for one another to grow. He encourages her to pursue her ambitions freely without fear and compromise, and without ever feeling the need to shrink herself for anyone. In the end, she finds not just success but emotional healing and a healthier kind of love. As the project is completed, she steps fully into a future where she is valued, respected, and no longer controlled. The story closes with a powerful reminder: real love does not limit you. It supports your growth and allows you to become everything you are meant to be.